of time. Anyways, I don't know if I can really even continue. What in the world? I must have lost internet at some point. Okay, well, yeah, the stream is still pretty borked right now. I don't know what to do about that. I guess I'll try to continue. Hopefully my internet holds up a bit and we'll get to continue. I will keep ranting about Invincible. So, in the comic, the F-bomb is used exactly one time. And it's delivered for impact. Meaning that when it is used, you feel it. 54% of drop in the last... Wow, that is just... This stream is not holding up tonight. My internet is failing me. I'm gonna keep going and keep ranting, but I don't know if it's working or not. In Invincible, they use the F word like 60 times in the first season or something like that. I'm exaggerating. I didn't count and I didn't look it up. But they use it a lot. It's very much a casual use word in the TV show. And again, not opposed to the word. The word's fine. It is the context of the word and its place in the story. And I feel like it was a part of the character of the comic book that they didn't use that word. And that they really didn't use strong swears at all. Like, you didn't hear much of anything that you couldn't hear in a PG movie, honestly. Like, there wasn't much of that in the comic. But yeah, in the TV show, it's constant. And it's some of the characters, like, that is their character, is that they swear a lot. And I feel like it does fit the character, for the one that I'm talking about, but like, he wasn't like that in the book. And it doesn't feel additive to me. It actually feels like it's going to take away from that moment when it happens in the cartoon, if they get that far, because I could see this season raising some eyebrows. I think it'll take away from that moment when it happens, because the F-bomb is just commonplace. So I feel like my stream is just borked. I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, all that to say that I'm super disappointed so far. So far, I was disappointed in season 2 of Invincible. That's the gist of it. It crossed lines. It did things I didn't think were entirely necessary. Yeah, I don't know. I apologize for the quality of the stream. Rule Ohio, what you gonna do? But yeah, I talked a little bit about like the violence, but the violence that happens in season 2, there's one episode in particular that just like, it churned my stomach. And that's pretty messed up for a cartoon to dig that deep. And like, I've drawn gory stuff in cartoons. I've drawn gory cartoons. I think that violence in cartoons can be kind of funny. But in this case, it was too real in kind of a way that I didn't appreciate. Yeah, I don't know. Not a big fan. It seems like Twitch hates me, Squid, if you can hear this. It's not even Twitch. It's not, I don't think that Twitch hates anybody at the, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak truth to power there, but like, they might hate people, but who hates people is Spectrum. That we know. Because Spectrum is my internet provider, and that's why my internet is bad. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit here, but I probably won't do too much just because, like, oh, are we good? We back? Oh, well, I don't know. You guys might be like super behind. Are we behind? I can't tell. I should turn that off. Maybe that'll help things. Oh, this is a fun thing also that I'm dealing with. So I streamed Celeste the other night, and I need to edit the video, and I'm not going to do extensive editing because I think that's one that will benefit more from just being gameplay. But I uploaded it to YouTube, unedited, completely unedited, so that I could upload that then to, I don't like Tarantino. I think Tarantino's a hack. There, I said it. And probably a racist. On this week's episode of Catching Strays, Quentin Tarantino. No, yeah, Quentin Tarantino sucks. I don't like that guy. I stand by that one. I've never seen a Quentin Tarantino movie and thought like, this guy, pretty good director, pretty good writer. I've never thought that. I've always walked away from his movies being like, really, this guy? We hail this guy? That's weird. But yeah, people like him, and that's, you know, that's to their whatever. And again, like, it's not even the gore, I guess. It's, I don't know, you'll have to watch it, I guess, to get a feel for the gore. Back to the Celeste thing, though, I upload the unedited video to YouTube so that I can share it on Patreon, and instead it gets flagged for copyright, right? And like, I get it, it's the Celeste soundtrack, it's playing in the background the whole time. I don't know if there's a stream safe mode. There might be. I'm not going to play it in stream safe mode because the music is a part of the experience. But 2 seconds of a 2 hour and 2 minute video got flagged. 2 separate 1 second chunks where you can't hear the music have flagged the video so that I can't push it public. And so I dispute it, and I'm just like, yeah, I got flagged for 2 seconds of music in a 2 hour video. Like, really? And now I have 30 days that I have to potentially wait for a response to see if I can upload that video. So yeah, the stream's operating on a bit of a delay because of my bad internet, so I apologize. Hopefully that means that somebody got to hear my rant about Invincible. The bad news is I was probably going to use like the VOD to cut together a video about Invincible, and now I'm not going to be able to do that. I would rather write my video about Invincible. I think that's going to be potentially, I'll probably put it up for a vote on Patreon, potentially a video about Invincible will be my next, like, or my first, I guess, major like video essay style video. Little more in-depth, lengthier. And it may need to be 2 videos. One where I talk about the comic, and then one where I talk about the show. Because I want to make sure I give flowers where they're due as well. Because again, my favorite comic, my favorite artist, my favorite writer. Like, it's all great. I love that book, but the show is losing me. I'll tune in for the first episode of next season to see what's up, but if it goes too south too quick, like, I might bounce. I'm afraid that these shadows just aren't going to show up well. I feel like my rant about Invincible really took it out of me. I'm out of steam when it comes to ranting for a minute. But I rant because I care. I want to be able to recommend that show to anybody the way that I can recommend the comic to anybody. But here's the thing, a lot of people don't read comics. A lot of people watch TV shows. Invincible is an American comic by the writer Robert Kirkman, featuring art from Cory Walker and Ryan Ottley, respectively, started by Kirkman and Walker, and then Ottley came in at like issue 11, I think. I don't know. He comes in late, but then he becomes the main artist and consequently my favorite artist of all time. He's fantastic. He's so good. He's so talented. And he's since moved on to work on things like Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. But anyway, back, what is Invincible? It's a comic book that essentially takes every trope from superhero comic books and flips it on its head. But like, it's a parody of superhero comics. But it's like, the best examples of parody are also good examples of the thing that they are parodying. So like some of my favorite parodies, parody bands like Flight of the Conchords or controversial take, Family Force 5. A lot of people might say they're not a parody band, but I consider them to be a parody band, a good one, and really funny. When it comes to like parody movies, Shaun of the Dead comes to mind of being just like, that's a pretty good zombie movie, but also it's a parody of everything in zombie movies. Invincible is that for comic books, specifically superhero comic books, and it really takes all the jabs at the big two, Marvel and DC. It takes a lot of jabs, but it also just takes jabs at like the comic book industry as a whole. And it does it in a way that feels not shoehorned in, I guess. Like, it feels natural. But it essentially is a comic about what if Superman had a kid? And then what also if Superman turned out to actually be not a good guy and bad instead? And then one day, when Kid gets power, he's like, hey kid, what if we took over the planet? And there you go. That's the premise for Invincible. I just spoiled some of season 1 and the first or second arc of the comic book, and I apologize. But the comic is fantastic. It's all on, I think the entire series is on Comixology Unlimited. which is like $5 a month. I think it's probably gone up because everything has gone up, but like when I used to be a member of that particular service, it was like $5 a month. But yeah, you can read the whole thing, I'm pretty sure, on there. I need to do a layer on top of that. It's a fantastic comic book. It subverts every expectation. You do have to kind of get past, if I'm honest, the first few issues, because it very intentionally it sets itself up as just a straight up superhero comic. Is Lemon Demon a parody? You know, Legolas, I don't know. I haven't listened enough to Lemon Demon, or Lemon Demon. Don't trash your art, Squid. Save your art and look back on it to see how much you've grown. I have been going back through my old, like, sketchbook files from Sketchbook Pro, the program that I used to use on tablet. Yeah, definitely check out the Invincible comic book. Like, still, without a doubt, I can recommend that one to anybody 13 or older. Like, that's just, it's a fantastic book. It's a good story. It kind of like at the end, but like it ran for a long time, and I think they just, honestly, you could feel it at the end. They got burned out. At least maybe Ryan did, maybe all of them. It's hard to tell. It really is, but you could feel it as a reader, I think, in the way it ended, that some of the momentum had been lost. Oh yeah, you gotta save that digital art. I still have all of my old digital art from like when I was like 13 or something like that. That's really old JPEGs, let me tell you. Is Jaws the song by Lemon Demon? Oh, I've been going back through Sketchbook Pro, which is the program that I used to use on my Samsung tablet. And it's an okay drawing program, but like I put up with its stuff for years. I knew its quirks quite well, and going back through some of that stuff, like, you know, they say the best art comes from places of darkness, and I try not to give light to that because I like to think that that's not the case. But going back through some of those files and knowing like when certain things were drawn and where I was in life, there might be some merit to that, because like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the stuff that's in that sketchbook, like in those files from 10 years ago, like pretty good. Maybe better than some stuff I'm doing now. So like, it kind of hurt a little bit going back and looking at that stuff. Good night, Dad. Love you. Squid, it's almost your birthday. That's so exciting. I would, if I had such capabilities. I don't. If you want to... Oh, this might... Nah. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could. I did get good news, potentially, today concerning my living situation, as it seems very likely that I could end up moving soon because I can't afford my apartment. I'm also like looking for a new roommate. Don't at me. I'm potentially looking for a new roommate, but the good news that I got today is that my landlord, by some like stroke of grace, I don't know what prompted this, other than she actually is just a really sweet lady, has given me a new lease agreement, and my rent is only going up by 50% instead of by 100%. So I definitely thought my rent was going to double next month, Instead, it's going up 50%, and that actually feels like it might be manageable. Size manipulatively. It's a good effort. It's a good effort, Squid. I've heard nothing but good about Clip Studio. Brad Colbo on YouTube has a bunch of videos about Clip Studio. Squid, I'm going to ask you a question that I haven't asked in a minute, and I'm sorry for not asking sooner. And I'm honestly a little afraid to ask. But, how's Gunter doing? Gunter still with us? Gotta get a nice, good highlight on all of this metal stuff. That's what's happening right now, by the way. If that wasn't clear, this is all supposed to be metal. Gunter is not with us. Let him loose a while ago. So Gunter Jr. is at least still with us. The line lives on. That's good news. That's really good news. But I'm also glad that you let him go to live in the wild. That's where he belongs. You know, it's sad, but it's true. I had an altercation with a not jumping spider today, and it was frightful. I'm not gonna lie. I thought like it could have gone south real quick. It didn't, thankfully, but it could have. Pronounced Gunther. Okay. I was going with like Gunter from Adventure Time. Or is that one Gunther as well? Where am I getting Gunter from? Softer touch. There we go. General Gunter. I hope he's not a general commanding an army. That'd be a nightmare. Gunther. Okay, that's what I was thinking. It was something like that, yeah. It's been a minute since I watched that show. I love that show, but it's tied to my trauma. New spider named Sammy. You have a spider? Are you a spider person and I did not know this? I think that is an appropriately chewed up sign. Yeah, I think we can agree to move on. I feel like I'm obsessing. Spending a little too much time here. But like, gotta be appropriately chewed up. That feels like the right level. Do I think you're old, Squid? Well, you've told me an age. I remember said age. And I would say that by that age, no, you are not. You're still wee. Cherish it. Cherish your youth. Don't let it go. But know that it will abandon you. Having the overlaid light on top of everything will hide how unnatural the lighting is in that door frame a bit. Because now it seems less unnatural. It's wild. That is the age I thought you would be turning, yes. I think that might be a little... I'm not gonna say dramatic. I did say dramatic, but like, that's not the word I'm looking for. You'll be fine, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not even gonna do that like, oh, to be 20 again. Because if I'm honest, I don't really like who I was at 20, so... 20-year-old me can kick rocks. But to be me and 20 again? Now. I don't know if I want to be that young and have this much have this much mental baggage. No, it's okay. Guys, leave Squid alone. He's just a wee lad. Why did I do that? Why did I do the shadow that way? One wonders. Doesn't seem like that's where it would be. Maybe it do seem like where it would be. Okay, these are some thick boy rivets we got here on this door. That's curious. Oh, it is. Oh, wait. Oh, it just looks so much darker because it's down there. That makes sense to me. I'm back on this. I'm back. We're back. I don't know if I'm back. My stream is... I have so many notifications of dropped frames. It's hard to tell, but... Yeah, my internet's been a real menace tonight, and I apologize for that. I don't even know what I'm gonna have to work with on this stream. I feel like I don't know how to. I don't know how to do this one. Huh. Oh, maybe I do. We found it. Herm. What's up, Squid? You got something on your mind? I now need to do the same thing to the wood on this door that I just did to all the wood on the sign. I want it to be pretty gnarled. Too gnarled. Got ham on the mind. Kind of ham. I'm gonna have some chicken after this, I think. A little late for chicken, but I took a nap earlier, so I know I'm gonna be up until like 4 o'clock in the morning. I've done this to myself. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a consistent type of highlights on this the way that I hope I can. We're going to try. Thoughts on bread? Big fan. Most breads. Wheat, it's so dry. I need to get used to wheat bread because I'm older and my body is decaying. So, like, it don't function the way that it used to. Let me tell you, that's a depressing thing to start to experience. But yeah, I love bread. Crescent rolls. I had a croissant sandwich this morning for breakfast. It was delightful. I've never had Sweebles. I agree it's never too late for chicken. And to your response, to you, Charles, about my working tomorrow, listen, why don't you mind your own business? I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I know. Come to find out, I work better on a few hours of sleep. Legless can vouch that that is not entirely accurate. It does affect my short-term memory, but I'm so productive, both at work and just like in life with so little sleep. Is it a problem? Sure. Do I got a lot of stuff to do? Yeah. Busy guy. Taco Bell chicken. You doing diced or chunk? It's important. Because I always get chunk. But I also don't eat Taco Bell anymore. I can't do it. Speaking of things associated with trauma, Taco Bell, McDonald's breakfast, things I haven't had in years. That's pretty weird, right? What you gonna do? I think more than Taco Bell breakfast, or Taco Bell in general, breakfast included, or McDonald's breakfast, instead of redeeming those, I would like to redeem Adventure Time from my trauma. That would be the one I would choose. I need to get back on that one probably. I feel like I'm spending too much time on a background that won't be on screen very long, but I don't know. Like, the other background's going to be on screen so much longer than this one. I also think having this wood grain is going to help sell the location, you know? That one looks like a mouth. Give it some eyes. And now it's a Ninja Turtle. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Focus up. No, back to this brush. I'm gonna go back to the thin method. I liked that a little bit better. Starting thin, building up to the thicker brush. I just remembered that the other day I discovered a new function of Twitch that I haven't been utilizing, and I forgot about it already, you know, because it would have been handy to have on this stream. I have it up. Live and learn. Probably next time, maybe. We will remember. We won't hold our breath for such things, but... I'm glad that there was a hefty pause there. That's evidence to me that my stream quality has not improved much. I mean, it's improved some because I'm having conversations, I guess, but like, it's obviously still in some pretty rough shape. I talked earlier about the Sketchbook Pro files that I've been digging through, and like some of that stuff is alarming in the sense of like, whoa, this is actually like pretty good, and some of it's alarming in the sense of like, woof, I was in a dark place. But I want to potentially instead of doing a sketchbook tour this month on Patreon, I think I might do like a digital sketchbook tour, or introduce that as a an alternate to sketchbook tours, like an alternating or rotating, or maybe both in the same. I don't know. I'll have to play with that. Yeah, the sketchbook tours have been a lot of fun, but I think it would be just as fun to go through digital, like old digital files. See how bad I am at using layers back then, and then also still now bad at layers. So I'm pretty okay with most of this. Just goofed it. It's a really gnarly, some really gnarly wood. It's pretty rough shape. Maybe I went too far. That helped some. And then go to here, go to here, go to here. Keep the brush, go real thin. Not thin enough. Too vibrant. I had a real soft touch over there. You define that again. The 2 a.m. inspiration bursts are what I live for at this point. Like, I should start just waking up at 2 a.m. and doing stuff and then going back to bed before going into work. I'm going to do some of these highlights in here and then probably wrap this disastrous stream. Disastrous in the sense that, like, it just bums me out that the quality is bad. And that it keeps, like, cutting out. And I have 24 more warnings now for dropped frames. That's upsetting. I will be posting the whole stream unedited, just posting it on Patreon. And with this one, I've recorded the whole thing. With this one, I might put it up on Patreon for free. No, maybe. I don't know. I might put it up on Patreon for free just because the actual stream VOD is going to be useless. Which means maybe I'll just put it up on YouTube. Now I want people to go to Patreon. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'll upload this VOD somewhere and it will be publicly viewable. Just because the quality tonight has been real bad. Usually, stream VODs are a Patreon exclusive. Ha! That was the wrong brush, and we didn't overreact. Okay. I think that's gonna conclude, he says as he notices a thing he wants to fix. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Like, he says, blah, 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 blah. I heard it like in a show or something one time, and I thought it was funny. And then like it's like a thing that people say also sometimes. I don't know. I do that. Anyways, you still can't really read Red Lobster in very well. I'm on the wrong layer. That was the opposite of what I needed to do there. What I need to do there is this. This. Need to be able to read Red Lobster in. what have I done? Where are you? Hey, what are you? Wait, what are you? Where did I... Did I just... Why have I done that? That's not what was supposed to happen there. We're supposed to be racing. Okay. That's better. And then I am going to stop it. That is not what I wanted to do, and you know it. Trying to figure out the right way, like have the light fade. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do need to go in and add the yellow highlights on the metal on the door, but that seems like next stream's problem. So I am going to wrap the stream. 42% over the last 2 minutes dropped. That's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it there. There will be a 50-ish minute stream going up on Patreon. Yeah, it'll be on my Patreon page for free, viewable to the public, no follow required, nothing like that. So if you want to watch, you can stop over there. I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for tuning in and watching and putting up with all the nonsense. I'll see you Thursday probably. Have a good one.